We are at Rodney Parade for this round 4 Guinness Pro 14 fixture. The Dragons welcome Munster to East Wales. The Dragons, they sit 5th in Conference A. 1-1, lost 2 is the record. But as Dean Ryan has said, their opening games have been tough. Leinster and Ulster away. 2 unbeaten sides and Zebra at home, their sole victory. And this afternoon, they face another unbeaten side in Munster. The Red Men of Limerick travel to Newport, looking to make it 4-0. Let's have a look at the teams. Gordon Ross in charge today as Dean Ryan is isolating and bouncing off the walls, more than likely. In come Brock Harris and Ben Fry. Richard Hibbard also starts, as does Matthew Screech. Jamie Roberts starts at 12, and it will be a real test for Josh Lewis, who will be playing in the fullback shirt today. Johan van Graan has made 6 changes following their Monday night rugby victory at home against the Cardiff Blues. 2 in the front row. Josh Wycherley starts, the first time in a Munster shirt in a Pro 14. The 10-12 axis looks good. JJ Hanrahan and Damian Delande. Matt Gallagher, the last change, in at 15. The depth of the Munster squad is obvious. That's an experienced old head there in Billy Holland. Getting some sticky spray on his hands, always handy in this Welsh weather. And that's the South African star, Damian Delande. Munster in the red, as normal. Not sure what the Dragons are going to be playing in tonight. We will have a look. But like I said, the conditions are pretty bad in Newport. It's wet. The field is in prime condition. Leading the Dragons out is Matthew Screech, 150 appearances for him also, purely for the Dragons. So he gets the privilege of leading the team out this evening, not the captain, Rodri Williams. Alongside me, I've got Sean Holley, championship winning coach, I have to say that, of the Ospreys. Sean, it's not pleasant at Rodney Parade, is it?
No, it's not. It's typical Welsh weather for the autumn, Rhys, but looking forward to this one. No, it's a difficult fixture for the Dragons off the back of last week, but a good second half performance against Ulster that they need to build on. You can't help but think the likes of Richard Hibbard, Jamie Roberts and the half-backs need to carry them through.
Well, they're having a moment's silence here at Rodney Parade in memory of JJ Williams. Well, it might have been for JJ and John Sal, popular figure at Rodney Parade. Truth is, we didn't get the memo there. But that's our referee, Ben Blaine from Scotland. 7th game in charge of a Pro 14 fixture. He started in January 2019. Where? At Rodney Parade. Who are the teams? The Dragons and Munster. So he's back. We're back. Let's see who wins this one. It was the Munster who took that one by a single point, 8 points to 7 in January of 2019. Conditions were poor that evening as well. They're poor at Rodney Parade. Here's a first touch for Josh Lewis as he angled that perfectly into the corner. Confident start from the man coming in at 15.
Lovely kick from Josh Lewis. Yeah, great kick. Good start. I thought JJ Hanrahan might have knocked that on. Referee Blaine just said play on, but there's a bit of a wind here, maybe behind the Dragons. A bit like Wales, Scotland yesterday, swirling around Rodney Parade, but
we don't want to talk about that, Sean.
No. Well, we said we wouldn't.
First line out of the match. Kevin O'Byrne. 2 tries this season, 1 against the Cardiff Blues. Monday night rugby. You've got to love that.
Well, it was a good start last week with Munster and the Blues, wasn't it? Great game, ding-dong affair, but conditions slightly worse today, Rhys.
First job was done. And there we have the clearance from Craig Casey.
Well, it's a neat and tidy start from the Dragons. Early in the game at Ulster last week. A few errors at the set piece cost them. The juggernaut Ulster pack got them off to a great start, and Dean Ryan will be happy with this start.
I did mention If you're just joining us, that Dean Ryan is isolating. A member of the Dragons management has tested positive, so they all have to isolate. Gordon Ross is in charge today. Ollie Griffiths, great to see him back. Jamie Roberts hits a line. Sure, Dean Ryan would be screaming at the TV. That's Jenkins, Owen Jenkins over the gain line. Keddy. Physical start. Sam Davis. Didn't really want that, I don't think. And he got it with no runners around him. That's a bit messy, not sure what happened there. The hand is out from the referee, advantage being played as Delande comes over.
Well, it was real good, clever play from scrum half Rodri Williams, showing his experience. Lovely launch play. Ollie Griffiths, who was superb last week in his comeback, but there, that man, Jamie Roberts, bursting over the gain line. Nice little line-out play, and as the ball was slowed down, Rodri Williams fired the ball into a Munster defender. Let me see here now. Slow ball, and Rodri Williams sees a lazy defender. It's Billy Holland. He throws it into his leg. Cute play.
Typical scrum half play there. Billy Holland had no idea what was going on there. But chance for Sam Davis for the first points of this Guinness Pro 14 fixture. Pretty straightforward, straight down the middle. Great start for the Dragons. They lead 3-0.
Exactly what the coaches will have wanted. And a nice easy start for Sam Davis. 3 points. He's missed a few kicks this year, hit a few posts here at Rodney Parade, but it's a good start.
Hit a few posts in the warm-up as well. He kicks with a fade. If you're a golfer, if you're right-handed or right-footed, that's a bit of a left to right. JJ Hanrahan restarts for Munster. And Jenkins underneath it. Former Wales Sevens player. A little bit quicker than his father, Gary Jenkins. And played hooker for Wales. From Anissa Bull. Rodri Williams keeps that one in field. Or does he? Oh, taken by Gallagher on his tippy toes. Chase is pretty solid from the Dragons.
Great take from Gallagher in for Haley this week.
How's the Dragons' defence? How's their line speed? Well, they've pinched that one. Is there a chance? Rodri Williams elects to kick. Maybe not the best option. Calvin Nash responds. And Josh Lewis is back there. Looks up. Straight down the middle of the park. Bit of a kicking battle. Gallagher. Ooh, well taken by Williams. Just dropped right in front of him. Up she goes. Sam Davis chases, but that's a little bit too long. Nash does well. Oh, it's a real ding-dong tennis match at the moment. Ball on the field of play. Rodri Williams almost took that. Well gathered by Knox, Keenan Knox. And it's Munster ball. The arm is out. That tackle from Ben Fry. I think we'll see that one again. Hanrahan spots a little gap, puts a dink over. O'Donoghue. Good tackle from Brock Harris on a Jean Klein, but Munster maintain possession. Hanrahan turns the Dragons, but we will come all the way back.
Yeah, it was a no-arms tackle. Lovely play from Munster. They won the kicking battle. When you play against Munster, Leinster, Ulster, Connacht, your aerial skills have to be so good. And there's Ben Fry. He made an impression off the bench last week against Ulster, earned his selection. But we saw how dangerous JJ Hanrahan and O'Donoghue. He's a real wrecking ball of a back rower and showed some pace there.
They've got a wealth of experience, have Munster. You look at Jack O'Donoghue, you know, he's had his problems with injury. You got Tommy O'Donnell there as well, another one who's had some injury issues over the past couple of seasons. Some depth, because Chris Cloherty was injured. I don't know if he was injured in the warm-up or if he didn't travel or what, but he was due to start. But they have talent in their squad at Munster.
Oh, he's lucky there, Ben Fry. It's a no-arms tackle. It's very low. You see here now, doesn't wrap the arms. He's on the floor almost. Lucky to get away with that.
Yeah, surprised that the TMO didn't have a word in Ben Blaine's ear. But it is Munster ball. Quick ball from the front. Usually a drive. This man will give you some drive. Damien Delande. Not rolling away. Jamie Roberts penalised. The whistle almost goes before the ball hits the floor.
Well, it's an interesting matchup, isn't it? The experience of Jamie Roberts and then Damien Delande. What a signing for Munster. And as you can see, it's 12 on 12. Sam Davis may be the one that's penalised there, Reese. See Jamie Roberts trying to get out to the side. But it's the tackler that the referees, it's their first port of call. What is the tackler doing? He has to do something straight away, and a definite penalty there.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do, you're pinned in there, but you've got to be seen to making an effort. I think even Ollie Griffiths was trying to pull Sam Davis out there. But the resulting is the chance for JJ Hanrahan. He's happy with that. We're all square at Rodney Parade. 3 apiece.
Pretty straightforward for JJ Hanrahan. Golden Boot winner last year of the Guinness Pro 14. In this week for Ben Healy, who's been lighting up the Guinness Pro 14 with his goal kicking.
Yeah, if you'd watched him down at Parker Scarlets in the opener, he won the match for them from 51 maybe yards, I think it was. Came off the bench in that game and made an impact. But he's not in Wales with Munster. Again, showing their squad depth. Good pressure from Ashton Hewitt. Josh Lewis collects. Up she goes again into the afternoon, the gloomy afternoon sky. Good chase from Jenkins, from Owen Jenkins. Fry in at 9. Oh, not the best kick from Lewis. Delande steps inside. Oh, beautiful ball on the outside. 2 nines in a battle. A ball is still live, is it? The assistant referee didn't put his... did he put his flag up? I didn't see it go up there. It might have been a knock-on, maybe from Craig Casey, under pressure from Rodri Williams.
Yeah, I think Casey just got it back inside. What a catch this was from Delande, firing into his chest. And the wrong man to direct your kick to, and he got it to Casey. Good support on the outside. Let's have a look at this now. Tried his little step, little flick to Casey, and as he sort of scooped it back inside, his support player just knocked it on John Hodnett, but Munster showing real threat on the counter-attack.
Yeah, the intent is there. We saw that against the Cardiff Blues and that Monday night rugby. What a cracking game that was, Sean.
Oh, it was a ding-dong affair. Fair play to the Blues, you know, they scored some great tries. Jared Evans really playing well, but Munster were just insatiable. Went for the corners, drove over, but then played some scintillating rugby in the second half. 1 try from Hanrahan, some fantastic offloading play. It's good to see.
Well, this is a Dragon scrum. The weight, the packs, 914 kilograms. Dragons heavier. What does that mean? Well, nothing really.
Well, it means Richard Hibbard's in the front row, I think.
His hair is about 25 kilograms. And there we go. Hinging. That's what Ben Blaine thinks that offence was against Brock Harris, which basically means, Sean, going down from the hip here.
It's been a little bit of an Achilles heel for the Dragons so far in the first 3 games, and I'm sure Johan van Graan and his coaching team, Graham Rowntree, of course, experienced former Leicester and England prop, will have targeted this area. It's probably why Richard Hibbert's picked this week, but upper hand for Munster, and this is now where they're so dangerous. Well drilled.
Yeah, option to go to the corner, taken up. They're right in there, 5 meters out. Lineout has been very proficient for Munster. Throw to the front, keeping it simple. Good counter initially from the Dragons. They've got it to the deck. Where is the ball? No one has to move in this situation, but the referee is giving them time. But the Dragons made a mess of that for Munster.
Well, they've done well there, the Dragons. Such a potent weapon for the Irishman. And somebody's wrapped up the catcher. And of course, if that maul is unplayable, there's Coombs, took the ball. If that maul is unplayable, then it's a turnover ball. The only problem with that, Reese, is that they have to endure another scrum.
They have to indeed. We were talking earlier, Sean, before we came on air, about Channel 1 ballers has gone from the game because the hooker needs both feet almost on the deck to add his weight to the scrum.
Dragons are really looking to really support Richard Hibbert here.
That's going to hit the deck again. You can see that on the same side. Brock Harris against Keenan Knox. Oh, a little bit of falling out as well. Ben Fry, Lloyd Fairbrother. He likes the a tussle, does Lloyd Fairbrother. Yeah, Ben Fry losing it a little bit with Jack O'Donoghue as well.
Yeah, keeps them all warm, doesn't it? You know,
Time off.
a bit of a grapple.
Time off. Hey, boys.
Not quite sure exactly what happened.
2.
See if we see this again, because it's still
3.
going on
3.
a little bit.
3. Away you go. Time's off.
Something erupted, not on the problematic side of the scrum, but on the other one. Let's have a listen.
Look, lads. They're your responsibility. Tell them now there's no more. If it continues, then someone's going to get penalised. Tell them now, please.
Ben Blaine just making it pretty clear there.
Time back on.
And he just wants everyone to calm down a little bit. Surprised that Jack O'Donoghue didn't have a talking to there. Could have been a penalty against that man there. He came in and pulled Ben Fry away pretty unceremoniously.
There's 2 young flankers, isn't it? They've got an opportunity in these periods. Of course, Omani,
Bind.
regular for Munster, and then got Moriarty and the likes. The Dragons, so they're rocking that shirt.
Well, it's a free kick now. It was a penalty for Munster in the first scrum.
Too much weight.
Too much weight. Okay.
Early pushing.
Early push. Early shove. Coming from Keenan Knox on the tight head side of that big Munster scrum. It is a free kick, but I won't be surprised if Sam Davis tries to get play up towards halfway.
Yeah, win behind, big kick, but it hasn't found touch.
Back comes Gallagher at the Dragons' defence. He's brought to the deck. Good defence again. Munster.
No.
Not having any problem recycling ball. Hanrahan, quick feet inside Richard Hibbard. Coombs carries into contact. Lovely little break by Casey. He's on his own. Does he need anyone else? Couldn't quite free his hands. Damien Delande with great work to clear that out. And here come the Munster pack. Klein carrying. On to Hodnett. His first touch, I think, in just 13 minutes. Not mentioned him. A dummy line. Holland carries. Klein just getting quick ball on Munster. Ollie Griffiths.
There it is.
Almost got his mitts on that one. Composure from Munster. It's just what they're good at. Don't panic in the red zone. Another low tackle from Ben Fry. Very low again. No problem, said the referee. Calvin Nash carries into contact, driven back by Fry. That's where he's made an impact this season. But he's given a penalty away, just a little bit slow moving. Hodnett. Oh, has he freed his hands? Yes, he has! And squeezing in for the first try of the match is Matt Gallagher. Munster ahead.
Well, it's a fantastic try from the Munster men, instigated by scrum half Craig Casey with a lovely break around the ruck. And they didn't take the penalty, the advantage, they played on. And it was a great finish. John Hodnett involved in the try, and the fullback Gallagher gets over. We see here a lovely break. They've got high hopes for this young man. Casey, former Islander 20. Lovely sidestep. Didn't have the support. Delande was on his outside, but as the pressure came on, watch Hodnett here. Lovely little link play. And a great offload to the fullback.
Composure from Munster. That's what they're exceptionally good at. And it's great to see a team, they've got advantage and they don't kick it away. A lot of teams these days, Sean, they see they've got an advantage and they decide, okay, we'll try a crossfield kick. Munster kept it in the hand.
If there's been one criticism of Munster in the last couple of years, they haven't been able to get over the line in the big games against Leinster because of their play in the 22. We've seen this season already. And Munster now have the ability, particularly with Delande, to offload, go through the phases and score. And that was a classic example. Lovely play.
JJ Hanrahan. Chance to add the extras. Tough kick. Almost from that far touchline. He struck it well enough, just pulled it in front of the post, so it's the Dragons 3, Munster 8. But it's been all red, really, Sean, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, you know, but for the first couple of minutes, and Hodnett did so well there. You know, while he was being tackled, just delayed his offload and found Matt Gallagher on the outside, but it was Craig Casey's break, and the Dragons will need to be aware around that ruck. Lively scrum half.
Sam Davis with a restart for the Dragons. Hewitt, he was either level or a little bit in front. Little wobble. Play back up towards halfway.
That was fantastic play, wasn't it? Because he juggled the ball in the rain and the wind. He got a great left-footed kick up towards the halfway line.
Rory Scandal with the clearance. He's moved in. Oh, where's he gone? No, he's moved out. He was 12 last week. He's moved to 13 this week. But look at them where they're lining up. And Delande is in the outside channel. But it's Dragons ball from the line-up. Jamie Roberts over the gain line. Can they get quick ball? The answer is yes. Hibbard carrying. Roger Williams just got to dig for it a little bit. Not too many options for Sam Davis. So up she goes. Gallagher comes forward. Collects and offloads. Billy Holland. Oh, almost got away then. Great play from the veteran, I will say that. And Munster just clearing things very nicely, controlling at the bases, Craig Casey.
Yeah, showing an old head on young shoulders. Billy Holland did so well there, and Gallagher into the high ball again.
Yeah. You stay on your
Nice line-out play coming from the Dragons. Jamie Roberts across the gain line, but look at Holland here, gets that advantage line, and Casey thinking, do you know what, in these conditions I'll just keep my forwards going forward.
Dragons line up hasn't worked that well. 12th in the stats, but today it's been pretty accurate. No problems in the first sort of 18 minutes of this Guinness Pro 14 fixture. Hibbard has the ball there. That's on the deck now. Billy Holland knows that he doesn't have to move. Well, it's a strange rule, really, you know. And the ball is there, the ball is visible. No one has to move. It's just a pylon shot.
It's an interesting one because it was hooker on hooker. Richard Hibbard had the ball, and then Kevin O'Byrne, as Hibbard went to the floor, got over the ball, and that was the end of that maul. But the assistant referee was right in front of him.
Yeah, it's Aled Evans on this side. Dan Jones on the other side.
Let's keep the space in.
Jonathan Mason is the TMO, and Ben Blaine from the Scottish Rugby Union is the man in the middle. But there we have the pylon. Good advertisement for Shannon Airport.
Crouch!
Interesting setup from Munster. They've got four backs in a straight line, pretty close to the scrum. Difficult handling in the wet, but of course Rodri Williams, the scrum half, has to defend close to the touchline here.
Both just got to wait for set. Both just wait for set for me. It's too eager.
Munster, as Sean said, lining up in a straight line, almost right behind this. Have some confidence that they're going to win the ball comfortably. They'll want to go up on the tight head side on Keenan Knox, just to take the Dragons' back row out of things a little bit.
Sweetenham, the left winger, looks like he's going to come in here.
Hand is out from the referee. Advantage, so they can still try things. Not quite the platform that they wanted. JJ Hanrahan thought about the long ball for a second. Still advantage being played as Klein carries again.
Yes.
Hanrahan. A hinge in the scrum. Brock Harris is penalised again. They will come back if there is no advantage. That's what we'll see. Options here for Munster, Sean. You know, they kicking for goal is one, but I can see them popping this one into the corner.
I agree. They showed it last week against the Cardiff Blues. They were happy to go to the corner. It's a difficult kick for Hanrahan, and he's pulling the strings at the moment. You just can't get the ball, the Dragons. Munster applying the pressure and forcing the penalties.
Brock Harris not happy with the decision.
Front rows very rarely are happy with penalties against themselves.
Well, they're the only ones who know what really goes on there. You know, it's prop against prop. He's called him twice for hinging. Brock Harris not happy. Keenan Knox, he will be very happy, making his first appearance for Munster in the 2021 season. Kevin O'Byrne will be the target. Coombs has been a favourite. This one goes to O'Donoghue.
Backwards.
Gone backwards. Oh, he's always looking to make a little break, is Craig Casey. Munster have been here once. They came away with a score, went through the phases wonderfully, showed great composure, as all Munster teams do. Committing enough people to the ruck to secure possession. They've got another advantage coming. Dragons offside. Hanrahan tries a little kick through.
Backwards again.
That's gone backwards as well. Everything going in Munster's favour. Jamie Roberts with a big tackle on Craig
Still
Casey.
advantage offside.
Short lines. Support. Where is that ball? There it is. Casey there again, back on his feet. Holland carries. Fry strong over the top. That'll mean no advantage.
Number 6 in front of the back foot offside.
And Ben Fry, well, he won the penalty there, but it's not going to count because he was offside.
Well, it's a simple recipe for both sides, Reece, at the moment. Munster just keeping the ball, applying the pressure. And that's getting them the penalties in the field position. That's all they need. The Dragons just need to cut out their ill discipline. They're giving too many penalties away. And then you've got the big red army just piling the pressure on them. They did well at the maul again, the Dragons, but Casey's looking lively, isn't he?
Looking sharp at every base. Good wealth of scrum halves in Ireland at the moment. They're coming through the academy system. The under-20s as well are producing a lot of talent.
On the width, the kick. On the width.
Audrey Williams wanted a word with Ben Blaine, but he'll have to wait till JJ Hanrahan, I can safely say, pops this over. Glad he didn't let me down. Munster extend their lead. They're ahead by 11 points to 3 at Rodney Parade.
Yeah, even Munster won't turn down 3 points right in front of the sticks. Their intent to go to the corner is right. They're applying the pressure. And the Dragons have some talking to do about their ill discipline. I'm sure Jamie Roberts, Audrey Williams will be having a word.
Jamie Roberts has got a different role. I've seen him lately and I've had a chat with him, and he said that, you know, it's completely different for him coming into this environment. He has to be a leader and a talker, which he always has been, but he's really leading a group of young men.
And it's so important at this time where they're missing some internationals, of course. Same for Munster. People like
Backwards,
Billy Holland.
always backwards, lads.
A big role to play.
Good clear out again from the Munster pack. Just shifting Matthew Screech out of the way. Told to use it. Use it they do. 3 in a group. Hibbard with a hit on Keenan Knox. Dragons need to be careful. Just keep Munster under pressure down here. They're very vocal at ruck time, asking questions of the referee.
Wait, you're offside.
Rodri Williams, as always, putting pressure on JJ Hanrahan. Josh Lewis underneath this one. His first thought is to kick. A little bit far, is it? Well, Gallagher didn't bother with a mark. He wants to counter. Oh, that's a great break from the fullback. Oh, good hand in there from Keddy. But it has gone forward now, and it's Munster ball once again. Hanrahan steps. Advantage is over. Delande. Good clear out again from him. Coombs carrying. Another wave of Munster attack on the way. Fairbrother with a big hit on Klein. Kick through. Oh, this could be a glorious score. It is indeed for Calvin Nash. Lovely little kick through from Rory Scannell. No problems with a try. Doesn't want to see it again. Second try for Munster.
That's a brilliant try from Munster. It all came from a Dragons kick. Any possession the Dragons are getting, they're kicking away. If you're going to kick, it needs to be contestable. Gallagher, well, he's been brilliant at the start of this game under the ball, and the counter-attack was there. And the lovely chisel through. Here's Gallagher. He knew the kick chase wasn't great on the inside. Munster come alive on this counter-attack. Keddy got the interception, but look at Scannell's little kick. Sweetenham gets around his man, and the support on the inside. Well, that's a great score from Munster.
I thought for a second that they were going to have a look at something, but no problem. And no problem with the conversion for JJ Hanrahan. Munster just took a 3-pointer, and now they've got a 7-pointer, extending their lead even further.
Beautifully weighted kick from Scannell. And good support for Sweetenham by his opposite wing, Calvin Nash. And they're just so intelligent, and the Dragons have to learn quickly here. Kicks going up, they need to be contestable or keep the ball in hand and apply their own pressure. They've had little possession, the Dragons.
Yeah, little possession indeed. Something that Munster have had a lot of, and they've used it very, very wisely. Has that been touched? I don't think so. Maybe a foot hit the body on the clearance. It will be Dragons' ball.
Good chase from Ashton Hewitt. We haven't seen him with ball in hand yet, have we? He's had to chase those restarts, does well. Dragons need to respond quickly.
First job is done. Ollie Griffiths, Jamie Roberts. Oh, that was a tight call. That was directly in line with us. Well, it was directly in line with Sean Holley. Sean?
No, I'm sorry. I am in line. I don't think that was forward. And Jamie Roberts raises an eyebrow. Richard Hibbert had a word with Ben Blaine, but he's the man that's closest to the action. Well, let's have another little look. There's Ollie Griffiths. He was scragged in the line out. Jamie Roberts falling, gets the... Oh, it doesn't look forward to me.
Well, I'm not sure if it was the Ollie Griffiths pass that they were looking at. Jamie Roberts looks at the big screen. He's still a bit bemused. Flat or French. That's what the kind of flat it was, pass it was.
It was better intent from the Dragons, wasn't it? You know, they showed they wanted to go down that edge just at the tail of the line out from the maul. Ollie Griffiths, using him as a +1 coming out as a scrum half. And
Ollie Griffiths is a player that has been around the scene for a while now, Sean, and you know, he's a genuine talent, but he is another one that suffered with injuries, knees, shoulders. If he stays fit, is he international quality?
Oh, without a doubt. His performances when he plays suggest that. He just has never had a run of games, Reece, and he's such a combative player. And he picks up these injuries, and let's just hope this time now he gets a bit of a run. Fantastic game in defeat last week.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
It's a Munster scrum. We've had problems in the scrum, and the problems seem to be on the Dragon side. Well, that's the way the officiating team are reading it. That call, I think, came from Dan Jones, the assistant referee on that far side.
I think Brock Harris has upset the officials. He's been penalised numerous times now at the scrum.
Yeah, I think that's the third penalty against Brock Harris. Same offence, hinging. Shoulders going down, hips staying high.
It's the perfect performance so far for Johan van Graan. You know, he's comfortable. The weather's atrocious, but his side are doing everything they will have planned. Keeping possession, kicking well.
Once the line functioning well again. Klein from the front. Going off the top from the front ball as well at Munster. Pretty confident they can still get over the gain line with ball carriers like that man. Coombs, Gavin Coombs, 2 tries against the Cardiff Blues on Monday Night Rugby. That's gone back. The Dragons again kicking from turnover ball. Josh Lewis, let's see what he wants to do. He wants to kick, and that looks a good kick. It is indeed. Almost a little replay of the first kick of the match.
It was a lovely kick, and I think perhaps Josh Lewis learned there, and the Dragons, if they're going to kick, they hit grass. These Munster men are so good under the high ball. They're showing great counter-attack. Dragons' kick chase isn't great, but kicks like that at least gives them territory and apply some pressure.
Let's see if the Dragons do apply some pressure. Will they contest this? So many options in the Munster line-out. You got Coombs, he's playing 8. but he's more than happy in the second row. Klein wearing 4. Jean Klein takes it. 70 minutes for him in the Munster shirt this season so far. Craig Casey waits for it. He's under a little bit of pressure there, as Joe Davis has come straight through there. Was that a tackle? Was it a maul? Well, the referee deems it a maul, so it will be Dragons. Well, it'll be a Dragons scrum. Is that a good thing, Sean?
I don't know. Brock Harris will be a bit concerned, but you know, it's good pressure, isn't it? You know, they've really rewarded Josh Lewis's fine kick by not giving a penalty away, stopping Munster's maul. Casey wanted a box kick that to get out of Dodge City, but now they've a real chance. 10 minutes to go to half time, be a good time to score.
Indeed it would.
Legal bind, good height.
Legal bind, good height. See what happens at this scrum.
Crouch!
Genuine opportunity for the Dragons
Bind!
in the Munster 22.
JJ Hanrahan is eyeing up Jamie Roberts. I think he knows what's coming.
It needs to be easier, lads.
Well, his... I'm not one for big statistics, but I did look at percentages of tackle completion, and he is 50%. You know, so if you're going to run down a channel, run down his.
I bet Jamie Roberts looked at that statistic.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Will that scrum stay up?
Stay in.
Seems fairly steady. Decide to give it to Sam Davis, who carries into contact. Don't quite get that. Fry carries. They've gone infield. Around the corner they come.
Backwards.
That's gone backwards.
Play on,
Joe Davis tries to react. Ollie Griffiths does react. He's a little bit isolated. Certainly elbows on the floor there. Dragons maintaining possession. Fairbrother does well there to carry in contact. Matthew Screech carrying. Late run from Griffiths. Good angle over the gain line. Needs support. Gets there to Brock Harris. Elbow there. On the deck, it is advantage. So sharp on it, referees. Rodri Williams with a little stab over the top. Sam Davis has reacted well there. We'll have a look at this again.
Time off.
They're going to go upstairs for this, but I looked at that. First look for me, Sean. I think Sam Davis has scored.
Well, I usually look at the player's reaction, Reece, and Sam Davis thinks he's got it. There's some kidology there, but
just want to check that it has gone backwards off red.
it's a good tactic on advantage in these conditions. Every little dink. Great from the Dragons, building some pressure on the 22, and John Hodnett was penalised. He was in there like a flash, but the race to the clean-out was pretty good.
Yeah, Dragons showing urgency. Jonathan Mason, the TMO. Ben Blaine asked him just to make sure that I think it's gone back from a red Munster hand and not forward from a black Dragons hand.
Yes, Hanrahan, who's got his hands on it, and Sam Davis, does he get it down? Yes, he does. Fair play, good follow-up.
Yes, John.
Great try, isn't it? You know, in these conditions, to grab it and get it down like that, so close to the dead ball line. And there you go. You know, little recipe there for the Dragons, Reece. A good kick, Josh Lewis. Pressure of the set piece. Build some time in the 22 and take your chance. It's almost Munster-esque.
That's right. First time really the Dragons have been there. Come away with a 5-pointer. Can Sam Davis make it 7? Yeah, he's pushed that past the left upright. He shakes his head. He's not happy. But that's exactly what the Dragons needed.
Yeah, Rodri Williams with a lovely dink. It's a 50-50, and that's what I mean by contestable kicks. Hanrahan's under huge pressure there, going backwards. And it was enough for Davis to get through. He will be disappointed with the conversion, Mike.
Yes, the Dragons 8, Munster 18 at the moment. Sean Hawley said they needed to get something, and they did. Ollie Griffiths collects the restart, then slips. Just creating a better platform now for Rodri Williams.
Use it!
Told to use it. This is going to be a box kick. A Up she goes. Matt Gallagher underneath it. Chase. Oh, just good little play there from Darren Sweetenham. Just shielded his fullback a little bit. Kept Owen Jenkins away from him.
Yeah, he did. But Gallagher's been like a rock at the back for Munster, isn't he? Fair play.
Dragons' defence is pretty good. Certainly ferocious in contact, both sides carrying strongly. I'm not entirely sure where Matthew Screech can go there. His legs are pinned.
I think it's harsh. I mean, that's what referees are about. It's about the tackler, I mentioned it. But he's trapped in. He did make an effort. But Blaine, the referee, says not enough.
Very tough indeed. JJ Hanrahan pushes Munster into the Dragons' half. Maybe not quite as far as he would want to.
I think the big guys, Reece, now, you know, they need to really be sharp on their tackle technique. Ben Fry, you can see, look, Screech hasn't got himself in a good position to get away. And if the attackers are smart, they'll hold him in a little bit. But your tackle technique needs to allow you to get away now.
Oh, lovely play from Casey. Beautiful hands from Sweetenham. Delande hitting a line. Sweetenham's taking a bang, maybe. Holland, hands, good hands, but just gone to the deck, it's gone forward. Who gets up last there? Is it Gavin Coombs? I think it is. Just gone forward.
Nice to see Munster, isn't it? Trying stuff from the lineup. We've seen a few from the Dragons with Ollie Griffiths, Jamie Roberts there now. Casey just bringing up Rodri Williams, and then in the little hole behind, Dale Andy, Sweetenham coming together. You know, there's definitely a corner there at the tail of the lineup that the sides can really exploit at a hard angle. We see here now, they think they're coming down off the top. Rodri Williams jumps out of the line, Sweetenham on his shoulder, and Dale Andy with him. Yeah, good stuff.
It's good offensive play. Defensively, is Rodri Williams expecting someone to be on his inside? If that's the case, then you've got a loose head prop at the end of the line, which is there's a discrepancy there in speed, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we see scrum halves similar to the line now, don't we, in the defensive systems, but you have to have a contingency on the inside, whether that's a non-jumper from the front of the line out that comes around the back, but they have so many jobs to do. It's do next for me.
5 minutes of this first half left at Rodney Parade in this round 4 Guinness Pro 14 match. It's the Dragons 8, Munster 18.
Brock Harris has got one back.
You're on the arm and down.
Yeah, Brock Harris. I think what's the score there in penalties now? 1 maybe to Brock Harris, 4 to Keenan Knox, but he'll take that. And the Dragons will take it as well.
That was an important one there, right in the middle of the field, between the halfway and the 22. There's Brock Harris. He's had a tough half. And just a rearguard action here from the Dragons. They've responded well. Munster have been great.
Different picture.
To get something before the half again would be a huge boost for the Dragons. They've got 4 minutes to do that. Just seeing Owen Jenkins in the backfield. Screech did well to get a left mitt on that. Under pressure. Rodri Williams did the right thing there. Found a forward. He takes it into contact. And here they come again. Keddy carries. Well, it's a good kick. Squeezes into the corner, but I don't think that Rodri Williams knew that Owen Jenkins had gone into midfield. He didn't have a chase, but he didn't need it in the end.
It was a great kick. I think he went for touch, Reece, and he noticed a Sweetenham, just drifting infield, thinking they were going to go wide, and it needed to land, and it did. And if you kick it right on the top of the ball there, it's going to run in.
Can they get pressure on Munster? Flat ball. Good tackle by Rodri Williams. Ben Blaine, the referee, wanted to have a look at something in the line-out. Ooh, good pressure on Scannell.
It is good pressure, but it's a superb exit in tight situation from Munster. They won the ball off the top. Casey over to O'Donoghue, done so well, and then that's a difficult kick. The Dragons are still right in it here.
Keep them straight, lads. Keep them straight.
They are indeed still in the Munster 22. The last line-up wasn't clean. Matthew Screech just got a hand to it. Can they get clean ball? Yes is the answer. Kenny with a take. Fry secures. Ollie Griffiths has it there. Can Rodri Williams get it? Well, that's a penalty. Now there is a decision for the Dragons. Sam Davis missed a similar kind of kick on the conversion. Sean, what would you do?
It's 38 minutes, and Sam is about 50% so far this year on his goal kicks, and yeah, he wants to go for the corner. What a chance for the Dragons. It was in from the side, I think. The call came from the assistant referee, Aled Evans.
On the line, fellas. Use the 5.
And the thing is with these, if you go for it, you've got to score. That's what the coach will say.
Well, they have gone for it. They put it right into the corner. Can they get the first part of this equation correct? Screech is up and down. Looks a good set. Oh! I think Harrison Keddy has been deemed to be in front of Matthew Screech as he's come down to the floor, and a chance has gone begging for the Dragons.
It's very disappointing, isn't it? You know, in a prime position, 2 minutes to half time, and it's a basic error.
That's a rule that came in 2 seasons ago, maybe, I think it was, wasn't it? I'm not quite sure what's happened outside of 2020, to be honest with you, Sean.
Yeah, well, Keddy's the back lifter. Now you see he impedes. He gets in front of Screech. Not allowed to do that.
Yeah, I think he knows it as well. He knows he's got himself into that little pocket where he shouldn't be. Back ball for Munster. John Klein takes it. And Screech has given a penalty away now. He's come round the Munster side there. Munster will be happy with that. Just taking the sting out of the Dragon's tail at the moment.
And this is what Dean Ryan has been talking about in his development of the Dragons. It's compounding errors. You're 5 meters out, you give a silly technical penalty away, and you compound that error with another infringement, and all of a sudden Munster into your half and you're under pressure again.
Yeah, 15 seconds left of this first half at Rodney Parade in the Guinness Pro 14. Dean Ryan isn't here. He's watching at home, isolating with other members of the Dragon staff. That must be difficult for him. He's fairly volatile at times, you know. I hope he's got a padded room at home.
I worked with Dean at Gloucester for a bit. I was in the academy. He was coaching Gloucester. He's an excellent coach, a real good operator. But he'll also be enjoying the fact that the responsibility goes with the other coaches.
The ball is still at the front, lads.
Well, it's a Mexican standoff.
It's like Wales against the All Blacks. I remember that after the haka.
I'm not sure Ben Blaine knows what to do here.
Well, they'll have to. They'll have to do something. Billy Holland still has the ball. They have to use it. Surely they have 5 seconds to use it. And then he's going to penalise them. The ball was in there for 20 seconds. That's gone forward.
Easy.
This is gonna cause some tension. The blame solely lies on the referee here with me. He has to tell Munster to use it, or where's the ball? Is it at the front? Does it move to the back?
Well, Billy Holland took that line out, but for me, he did feed it back initially. He might have pulled it back once he realised the Dragons weren't committing. But as you said, Sean, penalty. They're right in the corner. Time is up in this first half, and they're right under pressure, the Dragons.
Yeah, if they score from here now, Munster, then I'm sure Gordon Ross is going to have strong words.
The line out isn't over.
We're listening to Ben Blaine, and he's saying the line out isn't over. That's why they don't have to use it. But is it a line out when you're on the floor? Wasn't it not a maul? It's a bit of a grey area. But this is a maul from Munster. At the back of it is Kevin O'Byrne. They're looking for the final words of this first half. They are using it now. Scannell, Rory Scannell carries. Sam Davis will have to move. Ben Fry needs to be careful there. Slow ball. Well slowed down maybe by the Dragons, you could say. Casey. That's O'Donoghue into contact through the first line of Dragons defence. Round the corner comes Wycherley, the prop. Ball is clean again for Casey. Munster, so good at this. We've seen it in this first half. Rarely they leave without some points. 2 tries they have. from 2 entries really into the Dragons 22.
Ball was available.
Ball was available there. He did have a slap.
It flew in.
Well, the Dragons, I think they've gotten away with it. Yes, they have. The half-time whistle goes at Rodney Parade. What a closing couple of minutes there. The half-time score. It's the Dragons 8, Munster 18. Parade. It's Wales against Ireland. It's the Dragons against Munster. And it's Munster who are ahead, 18 points to 8. As we see the men in red run back out onto Rodney Parade. 2 tries against 1. It's windy at Rodney Parade. It's been a bit gloomy, been a bit rainy. It was miserable for the Dragons, but Sean Hawley alongside me, they found a way to get back into the match right at the end of that first half.
Yeah, they responded well, didn't they? And then they held Munster out right at the death of that first half. But conditions apart, Reece, it's been an entertaining first half. Munster played most of the rugby. They fielded the kicks, they've counter-attacked well, and they've gone for the corners. So that Dragon score really has made a game of it. Depends how the teams judge this second half win, which seems to have died a little bit.
Yeah, it has a little bit. We had an incident right at the end of that first half. It was a line-out that wasn't over. Nobody wanted to commit. The ball was in what could have been a maul. It could have been a line-out. And I've just seen Billy Holland and Richard Hibbard have a giggle over it there while running back onto the field. But here we go. Second half of this round 4 Guinness Pro 14 match at Rodney Parade. Dragons trail Munster by 8 points to 18. And if they show what they did in the last sort of 10 minutes of that first half, there's more to come from this young Dragons team, led by that man Rodri Williams.
I think it's more about them finding the grass for the kicking game, and then deep territory with kicks. Didn't look straight.
Didn't look straight, wasn't straight.
Saw a bit of that in Wales, Scotland yesterday, didn't we?
More than a bit.
Sorry, we're not talking about that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, if we do get some dead time in the game, then we might have a chat about the Guinness Six Nations. England victorious, thanks to France's victory against Ireland in Paris. And Wales-Scotland was also another match that took place yesterday.
Bind. 2 early.
Our first free kick of the second half goes the Dragons' way. Sam Davies, he never wastes time. Penalties, free kicks, but I see that it puts his own team under a little bit of pressure.
I don't understand that one, because of a free kick, he couldn't go direct to touch outside his 22.
It's a good response from Rodri Williams. Didn't really gain anything there, did Sam Davies. Now he has the ball again. Left-footed 10. Saw a little bit of this in the first half as well. Josh Lewis makes up some ground. There's only one real chaser there in Calvin Nash from Munster. Could have had a pop at him. Darren Sweetenham.
It's almost like a game of gaining ground you used to play with your mate on the field when you were kids, isn't it?
Yeah, if you caught it, you had a run up.
Yes, right.
And no one wants to put the ball dead. Waiting for someone to make an error. How much of a roll has that got on it? And there it is, the first error. That's 15 love to the Dragons.
Yeah, well, it's a good win. It's not entertaining stuff to watch, but there's a strategy behind it, and it's probably the first mistake that Gallagher has made. And a very impressive first half. And field position early in the second half. You see here now, it's a big kick, left-footed, and it runs end over end. Could have been so good, and yet wasn't.
Yeah, that first bounce of a rugby ball can go many ways. This went in the Dragons' favour.
It's a big scrum for Brock Harris. He was penalised 3 times in the first half, and there seems to be some parity now, but they just need some stability. Launch Jamie Roberts.
Crouch.
Get on the ball this first part of the second half.
Set.
Next score, very important, Reece.
Territory in the Dragons' favour. Scrum is good. Roberts. Is he a decoy? No, he is not. He carries up towards the 22. Can the Dragons get quick ball? Yes, they can. Matthew Screech carries 150th appearance for the region for the Dragons. Ollie Griffiths round the corner. Not quite into the 22. Short line from Josh Lewis. Delande takes him out of there. Here comes Ollie Griffiths again. Now they're into the 22. And the ball is quick. Sam Davis. Brock Harris in midfield. Held up by Jean Klein. Or was it O'Donoghue? O'Donoghue it might have been. Sam Davis. He shows and goes. Still playing rugby right on that Munster 22. Adam Warren, ball in hand. Rodri Williams. Ollie Griffiths, third carry in this Dragons play. Brock Harris again carrying. Got to be careful. Billy Holland over the ball. It's a ruck. Keddy carries. Hibbard's there. Rodri Williams. Adam Warren into traffic. He's on the deck. You have to leave him go. That is constitute a tackle. Jamie Roberts now. The Dragons just can't quite get over the gain line.
Very smart defence from Munster. They chose not to compete at any of the rucks the first 4 or 5 phases, and they're very selective.
Hibbard carries. Can't quite place that. Slowing the ball down a little bit was Knox. Harris again. Delande. Swiftly out of the way. Williams. Oh, no one quite on his shoulder. Kerry's. Keddy carries there. Hewitt. Griffiths again. Little bit of momentum into the Dragons play. Hewitt. Oh, that ball is ripped. He hasn't lost it. And it's gone forward from a Munster hand.
Well, it's a real game of chess, that one. A lot of phases. Willing attack from the Dragons. But as I said, Munster, very smart. Not competing at the breakdown. A red wall across the field containing them. No gain line. Ashton Hewitt trying to get on the ball, and the rip came. But there's a knock on.
Yeah, it will be a Dragons put in again. Good to see Ashton Hewitt getting involved in the game. He's not really been in the frame of that first half at all. Kim looking for work, little slip. And then Calvin Nash just got around the ball.
So very smart from Munster, filled the field and then just picked the right one to attack. O'Donoghue, Delande in there.
How would you break that down, Sean? How do you break that kind of defence down?
You just got to be patient. I think, you know, get Jamie Roberts, get your big ball carriers on the ball. Ollie Griffiths, which they tried to do.
And does that look stable? In she comes, quick ball. Griffiths. Great carry from 8, straight through Craig Casey. Ball shoots out. Who reacts? Ben Fry does. And offloads to Joe Davis. Just needs a little bit of support. There it is for Rodri Williams again. Harrison Keddy carries. Williams, oh, he's looking for that again. That's the second time Gavin Coombs is victim there. 3 points, Sean?
Yeah, I think so. And you know, it's a good start to the second half from the Dragons. Good defence from Munster, but eventually they infringed. We see it here now. Latched on Ollie Griffiths to Harrison Keddy. And there's that Rodri Williams. Smartness, should we say, again.
That was a bullet pass in the ribs for Gavin Coombs.
Poor defender there. He's just trying to get up back in the defensive line. Doesn't know what's happening, but that man does. Rodri Williams, and I feel it's a very important kick. We said the next score was important.
Yeah, no problem for Sam Davis. First score of the second half, an important one, and that's gone to the Dragons outside half.
Well, credit to the Dragons there. They were patient. They tried to build phases. It was a game of chess, but you've got to learn from that this side is not easy to break down, Munster.
That's why maybe we see kicking creeping more and more into the game. That is one way of turning a defensive line. But this is the phase, the exit straight after scoring. See so many teams with errors. How do the Dragons cope? They've gone out to the 22.
Ollie Griffiths is coming more and more into the game, isn't he?
Some player, 6, 7, 8 today. He can play anywhere. Loose. Dragons have it. Also an advantage, gone forward. Can they get outside this Munster defence? Sam Davis wanted to. Couldn't quite see an option.
Great line speed from Munster. It was a much better kick from the Dragons, contestable, and they got it back.
Dragons, Jack O'Donoghue contesting for the ball.
Use it!
He believes he got his hands on it. This will be a box kick.
Advantage over.
I'd say they were in front there. At least one. Owen Jenkins with a contest in the air. Jamie Roberts. He needs support. Can he get it to Ollie Griffiths? Yes, he can. Off goes Griffiths again. Terrific work rate. That's one thing about having no fans at stadiums. You can hear the replacements, the management team all shouting from the touchline if they're not happy with something, or of course if they're happy about something. Davis, there's that little dink. Adam Warren, can he? Yes, he regathers really well. Keddy, no one quite on his shoulder. In comes Ashton Hewitt. They'll have to be strong. They do. Delande, he loves a counter, but counter's a bit too far.
Easy, lads.
And then Josh
Easy,
Lewis.
Thomas.
Yeah, Delande is getting a bit tasty. Every ruck he comes into, he flies in and counters.
He's such a big man, so strong, isn't he? He was taking on 3 Dragons there, and then there's a bit of a push-in match, and Delande looked like the Undertaker in the WWE with a lot of other little ones around him. He's just immense.
You've got 2 penalty advantages.
Nice change of tactic, isn't it? Sam Davis, dink. Adam Warren did well, and Keddy was looking for Ashton Hewitt, couldn't quite get it away.
Yeah.
But the Dragons have started the second half with some intent. There's Delande, he's counter-rucking and he's on his back. Well, where's the ball gone there? I'm not quite sure. Josh Lewis took Craig Casey out. And there they all are. And the result, no one is hurt. Let's play on. And a penalty for the Dragons. As usual, Sam Davis takes no time, but this time he has found the corner. Perfect platform for the Dragons.
Lovely little banana kick, kicked it side on and curled it in left-footed. Doesn't waste any time, Sam Davis. Dragons got their tails up. They're making the right game of this.
Time in.
Yeah, maybe Dean Ryan has managed to get some messages from his home. He is isolating. Oh, the words of Gordon Ross are having some effect, but not on the line. A little dummy, I think. They weren't quite sure what was going on. A free kick, and JJ Hanrahan wastes no time this time. Josh Lewis retreats, a red wall in front of him, and he kicks it straight across this near touchline. A bit of back chat from Calvin Nash as well.
That's a big swing, isn't it, Reece? You know, you've gone from a 5-metre line out, tails up, and it's a second 5-metre line out where they've made a basic error. And Hanrahan taking a leaf out of Sam Davis's book with a quick kick downfield, forces the error.
Josh Lewis didn't have an option. He had to kick, but he didn't want it to go over the touchline. Billy Holland with a take at the tail. Oh, ball back inside, finds Nash, frees his feet. Ollie Griffiths brings him down. Munster under pressure, now Munster on the attack. Hand out as well from referee Blaine. There is an advantage coming. Oh, Keddy almost got his hands on that. Good pressure from Rodri Williams, but back will come for a Munster penalty.
Well, Kevin O'Byrne, take a bow in these conditions for a hooker. Running around the line out, inside slip ball. Fabulous play, but it's compounding errors against the Dragons.
Away we go.
Some bad news for the Dragons.
Time's off.
Ollie Griffiths is down.
Time's off.
Let's hope it's not a knee
10.
or an ankle.
We'll be here when we go.
Watch Kevin O'Byrne here, runs around, it's a brilliant line out, and then a reverse pass across Hodnett to the winger. Fantastic play, isn't it?
I think Hodnett was surprised to see that ball go past him as well. Whoop.
Fair play to Hodnett, let it go. And Nash is through, and Ollie Griffiths in the tackle here.
Free offside.
As he comes across, this is where he's hurt himself. I think it might be as Brock Harris comes across him, but he's up.
Yep, that's good news. And Munster decide to take the 3. No problem for JJ Hanrahan. He responded very well to the Dragons' opening 10 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, he's coming now.
Billy Holland showing a bit of respect for the Dragons there, taking the 3 points. They'd been under the cosh for the first part of the second half, but you know, a good momentum swing, getting upfield, winning the 3 points.
I think the locks, the golden locks of Richard Hibbard have left, and on is Ellis Shipp in the middle of the front row for the Dragons. Scannell takes it, spins out of one tackle, just up to the Munster 22.
Right.
Casey to JJ Hanrahan. There's the big presence of Joe Davis right in front of him. Sam Davis collects, calls and collects and puts it into the air. How's his chase? It's good. Gets a left arm to it. Shipp is after this one. Good pick up there from Gallagher. And under pressure, Ben Fry. Well, he's got to leave it go now because he's initially had his hands on it. Then he did a bit of a face plant.
Wait.
Munster composure. Casey. And that's over the touchline.
Yeah, a neat kick from Casey. He's been neat and tidy. He's been dangerous.
Okay,
Clearance kick. Hanrahan didn't knock it on. It seemed to come off his shoulder, I think, in the air.
Some changes here. 17, 18 and 23. James Cronin, Stephen Archer and Jack O'Sullivan. All on the field for Munster.
2.
Fresh legs after almost 13 minutes of this second half. Replacement hooker Ellis Shipp finds his man, finds Matthew Screech in the middle of the Dragons line. On comes the shove.
That's 1-9, just sideways.
Munster pack.
Just sideways, that's one stop.
Good shape on them to counter this drive. We'll need to use this as they creep in field. Williams decides on the kicking option. Hewitt and Sam Davis are after it. Contest in the air again. Finds Kenny. Doesn't even think of offloading there. One way forward. The bulldozer route. As Screech uses the same method. Davis. To another Davis. To Joe Davis. Brock Harris clears Delander out of the way. Adam Warren. Seems to be more Munster defenders than Dragons attackers. And they've turned it over. This is Darren Sweetenham after this. He has some wheels. How are his footballing skills? Pretty good. That try is awarded. Ben Blaine's not going to look at it again, but I'd like to see it again because I think that Darren Sweetenham was just in front.
Well, if it is a try, it's a beautiful smash and grab. John Hodnett, what a steal at the ruck, turns it over. And Sweetenham, not just the gas, but the football skills to weight the ball over and get the touchdown.
Well, there's no conversation between anybody.
Well,
referee and TMO.
He's asked. I think he was in front, you know.
He's in front.
Well
he's
spotted,
in front.
Reese.
My eyes aren't as bad as everyone tells me.
He's definitely in front.
But it doesn't matter.
Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah. When the original kick was made, I think it was by the 10, the try scorer was in front of the kicker. Oh, so he was offside.
There we go.
Okay, mate, so no try. Penalty back there.
That's correct.
Yeah, right, just give me the mark when I get there.
Well, there we have it. Lucky escape for the Dragons.
Well, you take your chances as a winger, don't you, Sweetenham?
No try, lads.
He's got the gas. He might have made it anyway, but he was definitely in front of Hanrahan. But what a steal from Hodnett. Former Ireland in the 20s. Started last week in front of Clote, and yeah, you can see Sweetenham there. The referee's right in line. I mean, he saw the forward pass in the first half, but he didn't see that.
No, it was just play on that. Good legal steal.
There we go. So it's a penalty for the Dragons and a chance for Sam Davis with his left foot to put it right into the corner.
Just here,
into the Compede stand.
It's a great finish from Sweetenham, wasn't it?
Okay, mate, thanks.
Great footballing
Top
skills,
side,
like you said, Sean.
Wingers in front of the kicker.
You might see that try again in a replay, but it still won't count.
Yep.
Ah. That surprised me a little bit. The Dragons opting to go for goal.
Well, if he gets it, it takes him to 7, of course, within a score. That's the decision. There's a long, long way to go in the game.
Who makes these decisions these days? You know, when rugby was full of decisions made on the field by the captain, but messages come on and off now. Who makes these calls?
Yeah, I think, I think you'd like to think the captain would make that decision. It depends on the coaching team, how much ownership you give your players on the field. You should really, through the week, talk about scenarios like this and allow your leadership group to make those decisions.
Well, let's see if the decision pays off. He's pushed that one the same way as he pushed the conversion across the face of the uprights. He won't be happy.
He hasn't had his boots on this season. It's a low percentage by Sam Davis's standards.
Yeah, your 10 is there to kick goals in many respects. Keeps the scoreboard ticking over. And he's kicked that one straight down the breadbasket of JJ Hanrahan. Responds by putting this in the air. Lewis underneath it. Finds Rodri Williams on a bounce ball. Good pressure from Munster on the Dragons. Here comes Calvin Nash. He's found Josh Lewis. Is he going to find touch? Yes, he does. Munster will be happier from that exchange, even though it was a good response from Lewis, the fullback, into the Munster half.
Yeah, he settled down nicely, Josh Lewis, isn't he, at 15, kicked well. Good take near the touchline there. And it's about even Stevens on that kicking game, you have to say. It's been a good game of chess in that department. Munster firmly in control on the scoreboard.
In we come, lads. In we come. I'll give it.
Munster taking a lot of time with this line out. Walking in. Dilly Holland. Who's the target? Taking a lot of time. Throwing to the back. Great take by Jack O'Sullivan. Replacement on wearing 23. Drive comes on.
Same ball.
Coming round, nothing wrong with Ben Fry. And he shipped as well to disrupt things there as well. Oh, but someone's been penalised.
Advantage, illegal entry.
Illegal entry by another from the Dragons. Delande eventually brought to ground by Jamie Roberts. No advantage.
Thanks,
back
mate.
will come.
Interesting to see who
Number
was...
6, changing bind.
That's
Illegal
harsh.
entry.
I mean, Ben Blaine might regret looking at that again. From our position here, Fry seemed bound all the time, but if he's changed his bind to penalty, you have to say the Munster's line-out has been excellent. Kevin O'Byrne, but for one not straight. His throw-in has been excellent, mainly to the back. There's Ben Fry 6. Well, he's bound with one arm.
He's detached from one maul and gone on to the other. You know, so it's not the same maul, but I guess he could be penalised for entry there. Very difficult. Results in a penalty. And another platform for Munster to launch something. One decline at the front. The drive comes on. Kevin O'Byrne. Now they decide to use it. Scannell. Ollie Griffiths across once again. Ball is on a plate for Craig Casey. Much cleaner ball. Dragons wanted that ball to be forward. It wasn't. Jack O'Sullivan.
Contact off the ball.
Advantage again. Oh, Casey loves that little snipe around the base. O'Byrne, Delande, Damian Delande. Out to Calvin Nash. On the outside of Hewitt. Can't quite get there. Fry. Gallagher drags him into touch, but back will come again.
That's great defence again, but they've given the penalty away. Off the ball.
On the 22.
Contact off the ball it was.
Number 5, tackle off the ball.
Yeah, Matthew Screech.
And we'll see it here. He's just taken O'Donoghue and taking him to ground, so he wasn't crossing or obstructing. It is a penalty.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He's in front of the ball carrier.
Thanks, mate. Use the line, lads.
I mean, you can see that O'Donoghue's not getting the ball. I mean, you commit to the hit, but then, pull out of it. And now here's where Munster turned the screw. They took the last 3 points to get them back to 10 points, and now they're going for the jugular.
Yeah, they are. Into the last quarter of this Guinness Pro 14 fixture at Rodney Parade. Dragons trailing by 10, 21-11 to Munster, and Munster are right in the corner. Line out take is clean. On comes the drive from that Munster. 8, 9, 10 of them in there now. Everyone's in there almost. It's still Kevin O'Byrne with the ball. That's gone to the deck. No handout from the referee. Hodnett
Stay on.
with that drive. Holland doesn't use the runners. Decides to carry himself. Pressure from the Dragons. I think they've stolen that. Ollie Griffiths at the bottom of that. Ben Fry holds his head. He's taken a knock. It's quite ferocious out there, Sean.
Well, it looked ominous with the maul, didn't it? And I think it was Ellis Shipp got in there.
Knock on, lads.
And then the fringe defence, you can hear, because there's no supporters here, you can hear Jamie Roberts
Okay, mate. Yeah.
marshalling his young troops inside of him.
Okay, mate. Yeah, so you're going to show me foul play, yeah?
Well, the TMO,
Indeed, yeah.
Jonathan Mason, wants to have another chat with Ben Blaine. And it's Ben Fry again, I think.
Right. Yeah, he's just a little overzealous at times. Just can't fault his commitment, his enthusiasm. He's really putting his body on the line. And it's a long old trot for Ben Blaine down to the far end.
Yeah, okay, mate. I know.
Yeah, he
Just
wants
coming
to
to
see
it
it for himself. There's Ben Fry. Bleach blonde hair. Maybe he should dye it back sort of a normal colour, Sean, that he wouldn't be as recognisable flying into these tackles.
He's put himself about today, as has a lot of the Dragons players. Munster are playing so much pressure on the 22.
Just coming now. Hang on, Ben.
He sort of looks a bit guilty, doesn't he?
Well, this is it.
Blonde hair, number 6.
Blonde hair, number 6. See, you wouldn't have recognised him. Yeah, it's the same tackle that we saw in the first half. He goes so low and just no chance to get the arm around then.
It's just a technique issue, isn't it? I mean, you can't do that. It's difficult. You want to get low. That's Joe Davis.
Yeah. And there's Shipp coming in there as well on John Klein.
Yeah, he goes very low, but
Ollie Griffiths there, you can see Jack O'Donoghue. He lets him go just at the very important time there. And this is what they're looking at.
There's no arm wrap there. He's, he's going from high to low.
John?
I've got you, Ben, yep.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Six Black's left arm here. Can you just rock?
He's thinking he's trying to wrap with his left arm.
We're just going. I think he just dives forward with one arm
Yeah,
sticking out.
yeah, if we look at his left arm here, looks to me like I know he's very low, but
He's giving him the benefit of the doubt. Like fair play to Ben Blaine. He's trying to wrap. He's low.
Well, this is
Dan,
vital.
are you seeing the same thing?
61 minutes gone.
Yeah.
If the Dragons escape
John,
this.
Yeah, John, I see what you're saying, but I think here he does go low.
Oh,
but
there
it
we
looks
have
like
it.
he leads with the left arm and does make a genuine attempt to wrap around the player's ankle. So
Okay, Ben,
I'm just
okay.
going to stick with my own field.
Okay, mate, I'll go with you.
There
Thank
we
you
go.
very much.
Do you know what? It's good to see, isn't it? The referee having the courage of his convictions. He checked with Dan Jones's AR, and if he's had a good
Clearly
look at
looked
it,
at it.
and he's made an on-field decision, fair play.
It's a genuine attempt to make a tackle. So we're just going to play on.
All right, play on. No penalty for Munster. Some
Okay,
changes for them.
Hey.
Thomas Ahern
Are
makes
we
his
here,
debut
mate?
for Munster.
Yeah.
The academy product, straight into the second row.
2 metres. 2 metres.
Yeah, we got the experienced Archer on a tight head as well now. You see 18.
Let's go, Chippy. Lads.
Big scrum, isn't
Come on,
it? Big scrum.
Step over here. 2 reds.
Dragons escaped
Two.
a penalty.
We're here,
Can they escape Munster's claws in their own 22? That is the question.
Okay, same again. It's good height, good pictures.
They need a good platform.
Crouch.
Sam Davis is deep.
Bind. Set.
Will he get the ball? That's the question.
Stay in.
Looks pretty secure there. Good platform.
Great scrum.
No.
Rodri Williams takes it upon himself to clear. Matt Gallagher collects. We've seen him counter terrifically in the first half. Away he goes again. Oh, lovely ball, and this will be a try, I think. Well, he hasn't given it yet as Ben Blaine Oh, is it second time lucky for Darren Sweetenham? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, it was such a good scrum, and Rodri Williams, with all the experience, that kick had to go off the field. 8 forwards tied up on the chase.
I got you, Ben. I heard that, yeah.
Okay, mate, unfield decision to try. We just want to check potential obstruction in the lead-up, please.
Okay, mate.
Potential obstruction.
Well, Gallagher sighed through, didn't he? Unless it was brilliant running,
coming
and
on
a big
now, Ben.
gap.
Thanks.
Or there's an escort to see, possibly on Ben Fry there. Yes, there is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you look at that, that's Jack O'Sullivan just putting his left shoulder into Ben Fry, opening a little gap up.
I don't think Darren Sweetenham will be buying a Euro Millions lottery ticket this week.
Oh, he'd be very unlucky. Yeah, but
Here's the angle, Ben. Have a look at 23 red.
this is the best angle.
Yeah, okay, mate.
Definitely changes his line,
No
Sean.
attempt to get back.
Yeah, definitely.
To rejoin play there, is he?
Correct. He's altered his running angle. He's pushing the bloke to the other side. Yeah,
it's obstruction against 23 red.
that's correct.
And a penalty to black.
I agree.
He's allowed to run straight back. Can you look again?
He's clearly in front of the ball carrier. He's deliberately obstructing.
Fair play to Billy Holland. Can you look at it again?
He said
it's worth an ask.
Is he allowed to run straight back? I suppose the answer is yes, but he didn't.
No, he certainly didn't. He looked like he'd had a few Guinnesses maybe on his way home and wandered off to the left.
Let's get out of jail for Rodri Williams. You know, it's such a good scrum. He should know that ball needed to go off the field. Munster so dangerous, counter-attacking back.
Obstruction.
Second lucky escape for the Dragons. Bad luck again for Darren Sweetenham. 2 tries scrubbed off for him.
Number 1.
1 for offside.
Number 1.
1 for that infringement by that man, Jack O'Sullivan. Just changed his line and took Ben Fry out of proceedings.
Hang on, lads. Hang on.
Well, Brock
We all
Harris
good,
is
mate?
off. Bit of a Lazarus performance today.
Okay, time back on.
Penalised first 3 scrums, came back strong. He blows out of his cheeks.
Yeah. An Irishman on for the Dragons in Conor Maguire. Just been handed a new sort of short-term contract as the former man from Connacht. But a penalty.
Clear release.
Ben Fry again, he's in the thick of things. You can see that by the blood trickling down his face.
10.
He's not bothered about that.
Munster all over that line out. They've got the bit between the teeth. 2 disallowed tries. And that's the development again for Dean Ryan's team. You know, at crucial moments to win your set piece.
JJ Hanrahan, win behind. Doesn't get too much distance on that, but it will be. And Munster put in.
The game's been played in the Dragons' half, isn't it? In the second half.
I'm okay.
Pretty much. And Munster know that they're on the edge of just one more score, which will take them probably too many points clear.
Line-up's been really good for Munster. Delande. He's hit, driven back by Ben Fry. Oh, that ball was flat at best. Jack O'Sullivan carries. Just got a little bit delayed there, did Craig Casey. In comes Nash again. Fry over the ball. He's cleared out. He has played exceptionally well. He's been in the thick of things for the Dragons. Conor Maguire almost got his hands on it.
Out, lads. Just play on.
No problem there in the clear out as Archer carries.
7.
As the wind picks up here at Rodney Parade. Jack O'Sullivan. Fry does release that time. O'Byrne. A good game, Conor Maguire over it. JJ Hanrahan, Delanda changing his angle. Joe Davis brings him to deck. Good pressure from the Dragons' defence. Hanrahan dinks it through. Lovely little touch.
Lovely kick from Hanrahan. He realised the Dragons were coming up hard, putting big hits in.
Number 6, Black.
Just playing the pressure yet again. Nothing really on. Chisels it through. As Owen Jenkins came up, and it's a lovely kick. Dragons just can't get out of their own half. For all their bravery, Munster throwing the kitchen sink at them, and it's taking its toll.
Yeah, you get a feeling, like you said earlier, Sean, that this is the game right here. You've got just over 15 minutes left of the 80 as Ben Fry leaves. He's been in the thick of it for the Dragons, good and bad.
Yeah, I think his selection's justified with his performance. A few errors here and there, but you expect that from young players. His tenacious appetite to get in there and get stuck in has been brilliant. But you're right, you know, they have to keep Munster out. They have to clear their lines in this next 5 minutes, otherwise it's game over, Reese.
It is. It's Dragons' ball. Tane Basham is on instead of Ben Fry. No jump there at all. Just trying something different. Screech took it. May have a chance to clear. Will Rodri Williams put this across the far touchline? That is the question. Or will we see another burst from Matt Gallagher? Yeah, this time he does find touch. And an excellent clearance from the Dragons captain.
Oh, it's a brilliant kick. But Munster be happy with it. They're in the right place. Scoreboard is in their favour. 2 scores.
Number 3, Black.
Another change for the Dragons. Lloyd Fairbrother leaves. Good shift in the front row. Aaron Jarvis is on. The experienced international. Haven't seen the best of him at the Dragons.
Another one that suffered with injuries, in and out. Good man to come on for them now.
He's got experience of playing in Wales, in France also. And Jarvis go to Clermont. Spent a couple of seasons there. Come Munster again. Ah, that's a penalty, holding on.
It's Ollie Griffiths.
Yeah, that's what he's good at. Oh, he's pretty good at everything. The wind is picking up. It's into the Dragons' faces. Push this kick from Sam Davis into the stand.
Oh, what have they got left? They've defended for most of this half. You know, Munster really piled it on. See Ollie Griffiths here, Sweetenham coming in. He's first man in, he's on his feet. Excellent play.
Yeah. What the referees want to see is the Jackler getting straight onto the ball, not the body. That's what Ollie Griffiths did. Now he's in midfield carrying. He needs support. Great clear out from Jamie Roberts there. Rodri Williams deciding to kick. Dragons haven't had much ball. And then when they do have it, unfortunately, the option to kick it away.
Yeah, Munster are so organised off that set piece. Second phase, it's just a big red wall, and there's no option for Rodri Williams. And fair play to Sweetenham, I think it was. He dropped back, exactly anticipated where Rodri Williams was going to kick. Kevin O'Byrne comes off. He's played well, hasn't he? And O'Donoghue.
Excellent game in the middle of the front row. He's replaced by Dermot Barron. His first appearance this season. And Tommy O'Donnell is on also. Strong bench for Munster. Hanrahan, crossfield kick to Nash. Beautiful little pass on the outside. Great tackle there. Low tackle by Hewitt on Gallagher. Craig Casey reacts to maintain possession. Counter comes from the Dragons. Archer carrying. Stephen Archer. 32 years young in a Munster shirt. And here come the Munster forwards. Dragons have been lucky not to concede more. But they've given everything in this second half. Oh, good hands once again and an offload. Was that Archer again? Yes, it was. Munster securing possession. It's slow ball. That won't bother them. They have a 10-point advantage at Rodney Parade. Oh, another penalty.
Guess who?
Yeah, it's that man, Mr. Griffiths. Ollie Griffiths again. Strong position over the ball. You ask, why is he injured so often? That's why he puts his body where others won't.
But if there's something there, he'll come in.
But they're their own worst enemies, the Dragons. They kicked the ball away, Rodri Williams to Sweetenham, and then they lost the line out. Munster's bench forwards coming on and driving into the 22 again, and it requires Griffiths for a superhuman effort to turn the ball over. They just cannot get out of their half.
Is there something in the Dragons' armoury?
Line for you, fellas.
It'll have to come forward pretty
Stay on the
quickly.
line, boys. Just stay on the line.
Bring your fire is their tagline at Rodney Parade. Well, they need some of it. From where? I'm not sure. And it won't come if your line-out isn't straight.
Dummy throw, lads.
Oh, a dummy throw again. That's happened to Richard Hibbard. Now it's happened to Ellis Shipp. Bit of lack of communication.
Well, it was their Achilles heel in the first half in Ulster last week. And again, you feel tonight that vital times there. Just a dummy throw, and he knows it, Ellership. His head's down.
Look at the stats of the line-out. The Dragons are bottom of the table in 12th. In other aspects, they're very good.
Good full shoulder. Good height.
Defence is excellent. The scrum has suffered. Their offloads is excellent.
Bind.
This is where Munster are good. You know, their set piece is near immaculate. It has been today.
It's just a reset. Both front rows hit the deck there.
Look, guys, I know we've got changes and I know the ground's wet, so we've got to just scrummage a bit higher, everyone. Feet further forward, 6 inches higher.
It's pretty clear. Feet further forward, 6 inches higher.
Everyone a bit higher.
Conor Maguire against Stephen Archer on this side, the referee side. Fairly tall man against a shorter, loose head in the blue headgear for the Dragons. Which way's the arm gonna go? Oh, hands on hips.
Pick the bones out of that one.
I need you to meet them on the set, so give them something to push against, and I need you to hold your weight. Don't soft hit, don't push early. Let's go again.
Well, this is an aspect of the game that, you know, I feel has to be looked at a little bit. You know, the time it takes to set scrums. I was looking at that international time yesterday, and it took ages from a knock-on to actually getting the scrum ready to go. Then it hits the deck once, twice. Got 2-3 minutes of a game gone. That's better. Pressure comes on from Archer on this side. He's in the air, and the arm goes out from Ben Blaine. And a shrewd blast of his whistle means a penalty for Munster.
That's what you want from your bench, isn't it? Archer, so experienced. They've really added, they've come on and demolished that scrum. In total control now, Munster, on the scoreboard, on the clock, and on the field.
Yeah, the leaders of Conference B are Munster, unbeaten, looking to make it 4-0 at Rodney Parade. And there's 9 minutes left. Tavis Noyle on for Captain Rodri Williams. Change at 9 for the Dragons, as we see that drive in the scrum once more from Munster. 2 tries to 1, 18-8 at half-time. Still maintain their 10-point lead of Munster. Line-out functions well again. Pre-planned move, Delande, oh, lovely little drift on the outside, and this is going to be a second score for the fullback, Matt Gallagher, and a third try for Munster.
Well, it's been come in, and Gallagher deserves it. There was so much good about Munster this half. Without little reward, 2 disallowed tries, but that was beautifully executed. The line-out's been great all afternoon. Casey has been so dangerous on the fringe. Have a look at this little drift on the overs from Delande, this step. And then it was an easy run in for the fullback Gallagher. Great try from the leaders. Nothing more than they deserve, Reece.
Oh, that reminded me of a great Welsh player and a British and Irish Lion. Alan Bateman used to do that. Beautiful little drift without the ball.
Yeah, drift on the pass. He knew that the defender was rushing up on him and just stepped off his left foot. Good pass from Hanrahan, and Gallagher, well, he's played well tonight.
Yeah, second try. Less than 8 minutes remaining. Second try for Matt Gallagher, third for Munster. And JJ Hanrahan will look to add the extras. And he's done that with some aplomb.
Well, they've been brave in defence, the Dragons, but Munster just been so dominant in this second half. Casey is really threatening. It's a lovely weighted pass and drift on the pass by Delande. Run in for the fullback, and it gives them a full 7.5 minutes to go for the bonus point. They'll be going for it.
Yeah, that's right. They want to leave Rodney Parade with a full 5 points. 4 points for the win, 1 point for 4 tries. Some changes. Jamie Roberts is leaving. Jack Dixon comes on. Jamie not had much ball, you know, it's been a lot of defending for everyone in black tonight.
Yeah, he looks a bit moves coming off, but, you know, probably saving Jamie. Game's gone now for the Dragons.
Defending is what they've been doing for the majority of this second half. I said tonight, it's still this afternoon, isn't it? It's just dark in Newport.
Dark in Wales today, Rhys.
It is. Clearing his lines is Craig Casey.
Cheers, Steve. Just a step. Yeah, I'm really
Well, it's good experience for the young Dragons players. Now Munster are going to come at them. Their bench has been great. They've really added some impetus coming off.
How's this line out? Good line out for the Dragons. Dixon straight into contact, just about over the gain line.
Good clear out.
Nothing wrong with a clear out. Haven't really got outside Munster at all. Defensive shape of Munster has not really been tested. Maguire carries. It's a clean line-up for the Dragons, but they're just going back. Spinning out to the tackle is Jack Dixon, up towards halfway. He's been busy since coming on the park. Low pass from Tavis Noyle, picked up well by Jarvis. Maguire driven back. The red wave pouring through onto the Dragons.
And it is that. It's a big red army just coming at the Dragons. There's nowhere to go.
Great contest in the air from Josh Lewis. He takes that well. Tavis looks one way, then the other. Tain Basham hits a good line for him.
No clear release.
No clear release. Tavis Noyle takes the penalty quickly. Adam Warren, he needs some support. That does eventually get there. A lot of chat from players towards the referee. It's something you can really hear now these days. Lovely little flat ball. Ollie Griffiths, now he needs some support. That's a ruck. You have to kind of support your own body weight. And he is lying on his belly. Is who was that? I think it was John Hodnett.
Easy, lads.
I think it's Cronin.
Oh, it is, yes.
The loose
yeah.
head.
I just saw 7, but it's 1 and 7 together. Yeah.
It's a little word for Ben Blaine. I think he's done well today.
Off your feet.
You know, a couple of contentious decisions, as there always is, but his demeanour's been good. He's checked his TMO.
Yeah, it's got quite tasty a few times as well. He's kept that under wraps.
Time off. Play it down. Billy.
Yeah, maintaining his own body weight? Not quite.
Look at the breakdown. It's got to be a good clear release. The players have got to stay on their feet. If they're going to compete, they compete legally. All right? Yeah, I know. But that's 2 in quick succession, mate.
It's the culture of Munster. It's why they've been so successful in the past. They take things right to the edge, and you know they have players like O'Mahony and in the past O'Connell and O'Callaghan who've really done that. And it's difficult to manage for a referee sometimes. He's done well. But that's Munster. They're just so great on the road, you know, pretty imperious at home. And during these times, the depth of squad, you know, with the bench coming off, it's to be 4 from 4 with this win. And in a good place.
Yeah, Irish rugby, provincially in a very good place. They pinched that in the lineup as well, have Munster. 3 unbeaten teams when we went into today. Ulster, Leinster, and the men in red, Munster.
Yeah, the bench has been great. I say it again, you know, the spring in their step. They know they want the bonus point try, and a line-out steal, great kick from the scrum half.
There's changes all around this park now. I think both sides have emptied the benches. Jack Dixon busts through 1, through 2. Yeah, he might be on the ball there. This could be a turnover. Lucky there, the Dragons.
Great bust by Dixon, wasn't it? He's made an impression since he's come on.
Certainly carried a lot. Ball just come his way a little bit more than it came Jamie Roberts' way. Noyle, Keddy, lovely little offload. Here he is again, Jack Dixon. I don't think he'll need the extra conditioning after coming on as a replacement, as you see them doing at the end of matches. Tain Basham, Dragons finishing strongly. They've done that in all their games out in Ulster. They did well in the second half, finished that game at the Kingspan very well. No victory, leaving with nothing. Doesn't look like they'll get anything from this today, but they still want to play.
Stay onside, stay onside.
3 minutes left at Rodney Parade in this round 4 match of the Guinness Pro 14.
Advantage offside.
Advantage for the Dragons. but it's really advantage for Munster because they lead 28 points to 11 at the moment.
That's just in the tackle for me. Hang on.
Sam Davis looking for the mark from referee Ben Blaine.
Okay, mate.
I'll give the Dragons credit. A lot of young players on there, and Dixon stepped up. Put some pressure on Munster. It would be a moral victory to get a score at the end. But they just lacked a little bit of firepower, haven't they? Munster have been really aggressive in defence, difficult to break down.
Yeah. No, yeah. You made contact with him for me.
Is this the last chance for points for the Dragons?
Off, lads.
We have time off. Have an injury. Jarvis, I think, is injured.
Well, we've seen 2 occasions where the Dragons have had 5-metre lineouts and 1 technical infringement, 1 dummy throw. There's Craig Casey, scrum half, former Ireland under-20s. Very, very good game. Chirpy live wire, very threatening. Takes his mask off so everyone at home can see him.
Stand back on.
He is the Guinness Player of the Match. Is Craig Casey controlling things. Real live wire, like Sean Holly alongside me has said.
Advantage.
But it's the Dragons. They have advantage. They have possession. Ellis Ship. Is he going to leave it for Tavis Noyle? A little dart down the blind side, potentially. No, just give it to Dixon, who's carried about 400 times in the last 2 minutes. Lovely little delay. Screech couldn't quite free his hands. Backwards. Conor Maguire, that's gone back. Keddy carries Sam Davis behind him. Dixon again. Josh Lewis driving forward. The Dragons finishing strongly at Rodney Parade. Jarvis carrying, but that's gone forward.
No advantage.
Jarvis doesn't look really healthy at the moment. He's struggling to get up there, but no advantage. He'll come back. Owen Jenkins. Oh.
No, lads. The mark's here, fellas.
Okay.
No, the mark is here.
Didn't quite take it from the correct mark, you know, but if you want to take it quickly, you have to wait then for the referee to come all the way across. But the Dragons do take it now. They want to finish with a flourish at Rodney Parade. We're into the last minute. Where's the ball? I think it's on the deck.
Leave it.
Is that Matthew Screech?
Thank you.
I think it is. He gets up. He looks bloody, but he will be happy to get over on his 150th appearance for the Gwent region.
Fair play to the Dragons. A lot of young men out there, and they've been under the cosh for most of this game, certainly in the second half. He's had a good shift, Matthew Screech. One of the more experienced players. A little consolation, but it's a little win for them. Scoring at the end. Win for the quick tap. He spun out of the tackle. Yeah, that's a good try. And Munster still have a last chance to get some territory and go for this bonus point try.
Yeah, the Dragons might be looking and thinking that they can get something out of this game as well. Sullivan gets it in the air. Ship retrieves it for the Dragons up into the Munster half. Real tempo to the Dragons play. Flat ball. Jarvis just gets up to halfway line. Clock is red on Rodney Parade. It's been pretty much the colour of the afternoon. Munster red. They lead 28 points to 16 at the moment. This will be the last play.
Advantage over.
Advantage over. Tavis decides to kick.
Offside, fellas.
And I think that will be that. Maybe not the best option from Tavis Noyle. The final whistle goes at Rodney Parade. It is victory for the Munster men, but a flourish at the end for the Dragons. The final score here, the Dragons 16, Munster 28. Sean Holly, it picked up a bit there in the last 5.
Yeah, it did, and credit to the Dragons, the young players. Jack Dixon was great coming on, but it was all Munster pretty much most of the game, in the second half in particular. You know, they just showed too much class and too much experience. Dale Landay was brilliant at times, and their back three controlled the backfield and the kicking game. They'll be disappointed, Johan van Graan's men, that they didn't perhaps come away with a bonus point, 2 disallowed tries, but they were well worthy of their win, and that's 4 from 4, looking pretty ominous in the conference.
Yeah, they were top. They were well clear of top of Conference B. They will be at the top of Conference B tonight.
Un
leaving
Deutsche